Welcome back to the Whisky Couch here in sunny South Africa. My name is GUSTAV MULLER and this is Whisky Tasting and Food Pairing Review number 96. Always the highlight of my day when I can do a bit of research on a specific whisky and then do this review for our YouTube channel. So the whisky for today is Tullibardine 228 Burgundy Finish. 2 days ago, when I did the review of the Tullibardine Sovereign, I did give a bit of background and information about the distillery. So today, straight to the whiskey. Tullibardine, very creative. They did a sort of an entry-level baseline whiskey, the Sovereign, which they matured in first fill ex-Bourbon casks. And then they bottled that as the Sovereign and then took some of that stock and finished it in different wine casks, which then gave us the 225 and the 228 and the 500. Now the 228 is a Burgundy finish, so the first fill ex-Bourbon matured whiskies was then finished for another more or less a year in Pinot Noir red wine casks that take 228 liters. So the 228 refers to the volume of the casks in which the whiskey was finished. Pinot Noir red wine casks. So this, a single malt from the Tullibardine Distillery, Highlands of Scotland, bottled at 43%. I've poured the dram just a few minutes before I started the video, just to give it a bit of time to settle. So you can see the color there, a very nice, between an auburn and mahogany color, I would say. If you have a look on the color chart there, more or less there, between auburn and mahogany. Quite a beautiful color because of the red wine casks, almost a pink reddish tint that you can see there in this whiskey. On the nose, it is just wonderful. Sweet, fruity red wine, very sweet. Some red berries, cherries, berries and strawberries. But there's also a bit of allspice from the red wine cask that I'm picking up on the nose. Ripe red fruit, spiced fruit punch. That is the sort of picture that one gets when you sort of experience this nose. It develops into grape candy, and there's also a bit of vanilla from the ex-Bourbon casks. Caramel, chocolates and almonds. And then the toasted wood. Slight grassiness. What a wonderful nose. There's so many elements, and every time you nose it, there's a different layer that sort of reveals itself. This is quite an experience. Rich. Quite a rich whiskey with that creaminess, that Tullibardine creaminess. The ripe red spiced fruit and wine punch from the nose translates directly to the palate. Chocolate, rich vanilla. The rich vanilla develops into a custard with almond nuttiness and orange marmalade. You can taste the different cask influence, the ex-Bourbon and the ex-Pinot Noir red wine cask influence. And then the spiciness in the end, the allspice, the cinnamon, nutmeg and clove spices. It's a medium-long finish that this whiskey gives. Quite warm, with the vanilla on the other side, the nutty chocolate and the dark berry jam and orange marmalade and allspices. Complex, wonderful whiskey. Let's see what a few drops of water will do to this whiskey, finished in red wine cask from Tullibardine. More spiced wine and more grape candy. And the water just gives you a more smooth and well balanced experience. If I have to summarize, creamy vanilla and spiced red wine, that would be my summary of this whiskey. All in all, a very well balanced and a very pleasant no-age statement single malt whiskey. The price is around $60 in the US, £41 in the UK, and here in South Africa about 550 South African rand. If you want to pair this red wine finished whiskey with a fruit snack, then I would recommend that you try to connect with the fruitiness and the chocolates and the nuttiness in the flavor profile. So chocolate dipped strawberries can work extremely well. The creaminess of the whiskey lends itself to some cream cheese on crackers and a little bit of red berry jam. Also cheese and grape skewers could work well, or simply a dark chocolate with orange. That will be a good pairing. But for today, I have opted to try to connect to the nuttiness and the chocolate element in the flavor profile. So I've got a white chocolate covered whole almond. This is the packaging, and there you've got it right there. White chocolate covered whole almond. I'm going to try this one. So creamy, and the nuttiness. Oh, this is so good. This is actually a very good whiskey for pairing because it's got so many layers and you've got so many options to use. But this one, white chocolate with whole almond inside, worked extremely well. What a wonderful adventure and experience. Thank you for watching. Looking forward to see you tomorrow, when I'm going to do the last review on the Tullibardine series, the Tullibardine 500 sherry cask finish. Slàinte.